Welcome back to the Nightlife Podcast, Season 4, Episode 7. Guys, today I have a call with my friend Lina Restrepo from Infinity Personnel. We are going to have a conversation about a sore subject, which is, this unemployment and the issues and how we can go about to finding, new job, new opportunities, what it is that we should be doing at this time. And also, we're going to touch on a different subject, another matter, which is what we're going to begin the episode with, which is a product that she has that caught my attention that is called Test My Drink. So, without further ado, let's begin. Lina, welcome to the Nightlife Podcast. How are you?
Hi, Julio. Thank you for having me. I'm good, and yourself?
Dude, long time no see. How good to see you.
Good, good,
Um,
good.
so anyway, guys, Lina is a good friend. She's from my home country of Colombia. We've known each other for a while. In the nightlife industry, you get to meet a lot of interesting people. And Lina was a client. As a matter of fact, someone who I believe didn't go out too much, but when she did, she was always going to our venues.
Your
Uh,
venue.
yeah, and you know what? I was thinking before I got on this call with you that there's one thing that kind of makes sense as to one of the projects that you have going on, which is the test my drink thing, something that I saw on your social media, and I want you to tell me a little bit about it because you are somebody that I remember when you would go to our venues, you would always tell me and Gustavo Quilla, my partner, that you felt that if you went to our parties, you were safe,
Exactly.
but you felt super comfortable coming to us and being, where we were, and you knew that you would be safe there. And that's something that you wouldn't, get everywhere else. Um, for us, it's been something that we kind of, always see, I guess, because we stay away from doing any kind of venue event, the type of crowd that we handle and all that kind of thing, that we don't see a lot of bad stuff, I guess. But we do know that stuff happens in the industry. So I love to hear a little bit about Test My Drink. What is that about?
Yeah, okay. So, like you mentioned, I've never been the party girl, but whenever I did go out, it was with you guys because, yeah, I did feel safe because there's many bad people out there and anything can happen, right? Especially at clubs and being, a woman, you're exposed to so many things. And even guys, like a guy can drug another person's drink either to steal, to, I don't know, get with their girl or something.
Right.
So one day I was
Take advantage.
yes, exactly. So one day, my mom owns a spa, and I was there with her, and we were about to leave, and a guy like knocked, and he said, "Oh, do you have a spot?" So my mom was like, she looked at me, and I was like, "Yeah, go for it." So it was this person. His name is Johan. Forgot the name for a second. And he started telling me he's also from Colombia. So he starts telling me, "Oh no, is that tomorrow I have an interview with Al Rojo Vivo?" And I was like, you know, minding my own. I was like, "Hey,
Right.
but what do you do?" And he's like, "Oh no, well, I work for corporate America, but I also have a side business that's called Test My Drink." And I'm like, so it caught my attention. I was like, "Test My Drink, what is it about?" And he's like, "Oh, it's basically actually I have it here.
Okay.
So what it is you can test if your drink is being compromised with drugs. There's I believe three types of drugs that can be identified. So
Okay.
let's say you take some drops from your drink and you tap it here, and if it turns blue, then it means that your drink has been compromised. So when he showed me this, I was like, "Oh my God, give me your business card."
Right.
And from there, like we got together many times, and I told him like, I see so much potential in this because it's something that happens every day, and you don't know whether your drink is being compromised or not. Like you might feel bad the next day, and you probably think it's a regular hangover, but
Right.
it's not. It can be that your drink was actually compromised.
Right.
So,
Do you
and
know from having conversations with him and working with with the test my drink, any numbers, statistics, or something as to where it happens most? Is it more like college kind of things, events, or whatever, or is it clubs
yeah,
or?
it's actually in fraternities
Right.
happens a lot, a lot, a lot. I remember when I first started posting it on my personal Instagram. I knew this because one of my ex-boyfriends had told me about a guy that happened to, and I didn't believe it. But when he actually commented like in a private message saying, "Oh, it actually happened to me,"
Right.
um, we don't know what happened, but he woke up in a hotel with two guys. So he doesn't know whether he was raped. He
Wow.
like crazy, crazy ideas. They stole his watch, his wallet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
know. I know of friends who've been out in the very late hours when they should be home sleeping, and have found themselves in similar situations from meeting people they didn't know or giving somebody a ride or like the
right,
craziest stories that you would never believe. And you know, believe it or not, most of the stories that I have heard, it's been guys that have been,
yeah, definitely,
taken advantage
definitely.
of.
Well, as a matter of fact, out of all the things that I do, I like to go to orphanages in Colombia with another organization that I have, Friends for Global Change.
Okay.
And so we go to an orphanage in Colombia, and it's for kids that they're like it's called an orphanage, but they have either their mom or their dad alive, but they're just there because they were raped by their parents, they
Wow.
were raped by somebody close. And when we were talking to the person in charge of the facility, she says that boys get raped more than girls do
Right.
because a girl is gonna talk, a guy is not gonna talk.
Mm.
So and with this, it's true. Like you might not say like, oh, I was raped by a guy, but a girl is definitely gonna say that.
Right. It might be still hard to say, but they will come out at some point in time.
Yeah.
Especially now, they're coming out a lot more. Wow, it's crazy. And I also hear that it's more common to come from somebody in the family or close to the people, right? That's so
Which is
crazy.
it's crazy. I know. What's the name of the movie that Cardi B did?
Mm,
Um,
not sure what we're talking about. Which one?
well, it's about this.
Oh, okay, no, haven't.
It's a group of strippers, and they use drugs to drug the
Wait, is
client.
that the JLo movie?
Right, the
There.
J Lo and Cardi B. What's the name
Yeah,
of that
yeah.
movie?
No, I don't remember the name again, but now I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So yeah,
I was
after that,
I
I,
remembered JLo doing the pole dancing for a second. So.
of course you do.
But yeah, again, see, again, that's a story of women using it, take advantage of men. Of course, you're gonna, it's both ways. And it's something. Have
Hustler,
you spoken? There you go,
hustler,
there you go,
called.
hustler. Have you spoken to people at clubs ever? Because I feel like they would be against having it
Yes,
somehow. You know.
yes, yes,
Um,
definitely, because they don't want people to have the wrong impression that maybe they can get their drinks
right.
compromised there, which is totally understandable. I think it would work better because at the in the bathrooms that you have like the person
Right.
with, so that'll be like a good example.
It's
Of
prevention before the condom.
Right, right,
You
right.
know.
So I wish I could show you because okay, so this is on sale on Amazon and on Walmart,
Okay.
and it comes 10 of the strips, right?
Right.
But we also have that you can put like behind the cell phone, so
Okay.
you can just and this doesn't expire. Like for example, this one is valid until 2022, so you
Okay.
can have it there for whenever, or even in your wallet or
Right.
anywhere you can have this. But
Yeah, I
all right,
didn't know this existed. So it's very interesting, and I think it's something that is needed. I think the industry needs to start looking at certain things, a little more openly and not be afraid of what people may think or not. We need to make it as safe as possible for everybody in the end, in the long run. I think it is something that could be in the bathrooms. Definitely there could be, access to it very easily. I also think there's people in the industry who should be having this around them because they are also at a very,
so
very vulnerable
yeah,
situation. A lot of the times, we're handling money while we're here. People may be standing around just,
it doesn't
waiting.
have to be mainly for sexual reasons.
Right. No,
Like
no, there's many.
ready for no.
Correct. Anyway, so this is not really the main reason that I asked you to come to the podcast. It's really your new.
Wait. Hold on.
Okay.
I wanna say something too. So what our idea, since it's a little hard to get into clubs, so our next idea and proposal is to take it to universities with like a personalized logo.
Got it.
So yeah,
I that's definitely your first, point of entry. It has to be. It is probably. I mean, I don't know why, but definitely in those situations and at that age, people do dumb things. Not knowing the damage they're really doing. They don't even know what they're using it for at some point in time, and they end up getting mixed up in worse things that they thought they were actually doing, thinking they're doing a prank, and it ends up, going bad. So there are so many, because I'm hoping that some of the people that do this aren't really, really, really bad. They just make mistakes. Let's call, rape, and although that's another level. But people that may think let's drug this person and make fun of them or whatever, and they take it to the next level. That's a big issue. So yeah, I think you gotta come in through there, and I'd love to check it out to see if I can help
yes,
bring it into the
I'll have
nightlife industry
to
for sure. So the real reason that I brought Lina onto the podcast is because we are going through a really, really hard situation here with COVID, and this crisis is something that we don't know how long it's going to last. Yes, we are starting to reopening many places around the world. Here, actually, we just came back onto the next phase one more time, which is reopening restaurants at 50%. Bars are still suffering, but I guess we'll come back soon. Again, we have to make sure people want to come back, and so a lot of people have been let go. A lot of people are unemployed right now in the industry, and it is an industry that usually doesn't it hasn't gone through something like this, where you don't know what to do. There's a lot of people that all they know, is this, bartending or waitressing or promoting or being an owner of a bar, whatever it may be, but in the industry. And so you find yourselves in a situation where when everybody else could probably say, hey, if you lost this job, you can easily find this other, you may be in a situation where it's a little complicated when maybe your strong suit, your forte is, you know, flair and throwing drinks up in the air or making the best drinks when drinks are not being sold, right? Um, so tell us a little bit about what you do with Infinity Personnel.
Okay, so Infinity Personnel is an employment agency
Mm-hmm.
that I created 2 years ago, and I've been very blessed to work with many different industry. I have a team of four, and we each specialize in like a different um, industry.
Mm-hmm.
I do know that the entertainment industry has been severely impacted um, for many reasons, obviously. And one of the things that I'm doing to like contribute to what's going on is I know it's very hard to find a job, like you said, if you're a bartender or if you're a singer for like the bands at the clubs,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have an additional source of income. I think now it's a good opportunity for people to know, not to think, to know that it's so important to have more than one source of income,
Right.
because anything can happen from one day to the next, right? So that's why I partner with the academy, which is an IT school.
Wait, say that again, because I think I lost your voice for a second. What's the
It's
name?
called it's called the academy. So
Okay.
it's an IT school where you can get certified in cybersecurity, um, A+. There's like 10 certifications, which usually it costs money, but if you show them that you're 100% unemployed and willing to take the courses, you can get certified in as little as 3 weeks, and that's going to help you be more employable in the future. Because right now, since everybody's working from home, that's the industry where more jobs uh, are being
They're not coming back, pretty much.
exactly,
Not for now, at
exactly.
least, right?
Right, right. But so the IT industry right now is like a really good industry to get into, and maybe like if you were in the nightlife industry, you can join a company where you can do marketing, or you can create
PR.
content. Exactly, PR, freelance. So I think that would be a good
Let me
choice.
ask a question. Is it easy? Because I know that a lot of people that are in the industry love the industry. They're passionate about the industry, and they can't wait till things reopen and get back in there. And honestly, I have to be want to push them to do that also as well. Even though there might be some that are going, there's no way, I can't handle this kind of thing again. I have to make sure that I have something stronger that I know I'm not going to lose or whatever. The only thing that you can do is really build your own company in that sense. But then again, it could go bad too. So but are there jobs that people could take temporarily
Yeah,
also? And
yeah.
this is something that also goes through someone like you, for example.
Yes, so I handle direct hires and temporary contracts. So a temporary contract is between 3 and 4 months, or 3 and 6 months, and it's definitely going to help in your resume, because that way you don't have gaps and
Right.
you can just be a freelance somewhere else.
Right. Right. Wow. So how hard is it for some, like, what if somebody who's been doing this for a long time, and they're a bartender, they've been waitressing, or and they've been out of a job for the past 6 months, and their resume, you look at it, and all it says is that I was a hostess here, a bartender here, a waitress over here, and they want to find something else. How hard is it if they go on their own to try to find a job without using the help of a professional in that sense?
No, it's not hard at all. It's not hard at all, because you don't necessarily need a recruiter. Um, but I don't see why you wouldn't use a recruiter, because if you're looking for a job and this is something that's not very clear to people, which is unfortunate, because my services are free to you. The person paying me is the company.
Got it.
And for example, I have, even before the pandemic and now, like I contact people for jobs, and they say yes, yes, I'll go to the interview. After presenting your resume to my client, after my client getting back to me and say yes, I want to interview this person, either via Zoom or via in person, or the second time was the first time was in person, and then they want a second interview in person, and they don't show up, and obviously it makes the recruiter look bad, because
Right.
the person didn't show up, right? But at the same time, it's like I get frustrated, because it's a free service to you. Take advantage of that, because
Right.
I send you tips, I review your resume, I help you build your resume. If I see something that doesn't match on your resume, I'm gonna be that person that's gonna help you create a strong resume for your next job.
Right.
And And so, no, you don't need a recruiter for this. If you build a good resume and in the summary, even if you don't, if you have experience in only bartending or being a waiter, a waitress, whatever, and you wanna take a leap of faith and apply for an assistant position or any other position with a strong summary on your resume, I guarantee you that if it catches the eye of the hiring person, you're
Right.
gonna get.
How did this idea come about of building of opening this company? Because you were in what, finance, was it?
Banking, yeah. So I come from 6 years in private banking. It was a great experience. Like, it was a great experience, but I always wanted to get into HR. I started at a very early age, 19. I was making very decent money for being a 19-year-old. So I just stick to it.
I know you always paid for your own drinks. That's one thing I know for a fact.
So, so, so I stuck with banking, and then 2 years ago so I always had the contact with recruiters because changing from job to job, I was using a financial recruiter,
Okay.
and that always caught my attention. So 2 years ago, I started doing my own research because my dad, he has cancer.
Right.
So at the time, like, obviously I wanted to be, and thankfully to this day, I'm always there whenever he has a doctor's appointment or if he has a surgery or anything.
Right.
So I wanted to have that flexibility to be in those times of needs for my family, and also like in the future when I have my own kids, right?
Right.
So I started thinking, and I remember telling my coworker at the time, and I was like, "Let's do this. Let's do this. I have this idea. Let's be critters." And she was like, "Yes, but no, but yes, but no." And I understand because she has two kids. I don't,
Right.
so I don't have nothing to lose, right? Um, so I took a leap of faith, and I'm so very thankful that I did, because I did my research. I focused on the industries that I want to work with, um, especially coming from a financial background. So I know all the positions, the requirements. So I started with banking, and then I moved forward to aviation, and small businesses because I'm a boutique agency.
Right.
So I wanted to also work with small companies, and that's what I've been doing.
So let me ask you something. I have the one thing I haven't seen, and I might be wrong about this, but what I have not seen is an agency that focuses on jobs in this industry per se. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if they're called anything different or whatnot, but it's very hard for like, and I know like a lot of people go to, for example, LinkedIn to find jobs, and it's one of the best platforms for that. But when it comes to the hospitality industry and entertainment,
There,
especially, there are.
no, there are, yes. I remember a friend telling me about it, but I was never into that. But
Right.
being like a promoter or like a promo model,
Right.
for wines,
Right.
for Bacardi,
Right. So
for
those things I've seen more. Yes. Yes. And they're dealt more like a modeling agency kind of thing, or very,
like,
entertainment.
yeah, but it's also the same, like a
It's
recruiting or
recruitment.
staff. So there's a big difference between staffing and recruiting. So
Hmm.
staffing is for events,
Right.
and recruiting is mainly like corporate jobs or office related jobs.
Got it. So, well, I mean, I'm just thinking here out loud, but I believe there will be a need for a lot of people very soon, because a lot of people that are waiting for their jobs, they may end up finding out that those venues decided not to open again. They have to find a new one, and they're gonna try to get something in the industry anyway. Um, I also think that it's a good time for anybody who's in the industry to be getting, a better education, even about about the industry itself.
So,
Um, maybe if you were a bartender and you've been bartending for the past 5 years, maybe you get ready to become a bar manager when you come back instead of a bartender and grow in the industry, and any position. Just think about that. What would be that next step? Start getting ready for that, the possibility of taking a step up, because people may also be leaving the industry and not coming back who were in that position. I think, the two are going to be happening for sure. But the
yeah,
one,
I think there's so many opportunities that you can do. I don't know, create a YouTube channel and do tutorials, or like if you're a mixer, or create like a small group and do one sorry do group classes.
right.
Or I remember my aunt called me last week, and she told me that she took an online course in Colombia about like soda drinks, how to make. So, and I was like, oh, next time tell me, because I mean, you can't go anywhere, so might as well, learn new things. So I
Yeah.
think that's another like good opportunity to create content on something that that is your expertise. So
There are courses, out there, coaching on any subject, that you could think of.
yeah,
In fact, Nightlife University, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna open that opportunity for you. If you guys have something, a talent in the industry that you think you can teach and you can bring to the table, and we can help others get better at that craft, I'll open the door. We'll check it out. Make sure that that it's par with the university, and that it's a good product and we can actually help other people. And I'd be glad to bring it on, because yeah, it's at this time we have to be doing something. We can't just be sitting down waiting,
reading.
expecting help from the government, and just sitting down, and that cannot be
It's
it.
it's just a matter of being creative. I
Right.
believe. How did BoxyCharm start? You know about BoxyCharm, right? The box that you receive in the mail, and it's like $22 a month,
Mm-hmm.
right? Uh, and I've seen so many things like that, and it's such great ideas. So what it is you pay a monthly fee,
Mm-hmm.
and you receive makeup,
Right.
makeup that costs $80,
Mm-hmm.
like for 5 products. So the whole box value can be maybe $100, $120, and you're getting it for $22. But
Wow.
obviously, it's volume, right? So
Correct.
that's what they care. But you can come up with something like that within your industry. Like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, for example, make a box for date nights. So you have drinks, you have I don't know, gummies, you have things like that. I think it's just a matter of being creative,
Right.
and you can make a lot of things work.
Yeah, memberships are the future for sure. I mean, it's where everything is going. Everybody has some membership going on. Everybody's, at least Netflix, we're all paying for, right?
Oh,
So yeah, I believe that too. I'm actually creating my own, just so you know. It's that's coming out pretty soon.
oh,
Lina, thank you so much. I mean, I don't know if there's anything else that you would like to say to our viewers, listeners.
I mean, if they have any questions, they can always reach out.
Where can they find you?
So my Instagram is at Infinity Personnel. I'm always putting tips. I've been invited to many podcasts, either for LinkedIn or how to create a good resume.
Hmm.
And whenever, I mean, they can always come to me with questions,
Right.
or I can review their resume, give them tips. Um,
One
I'm always
question regarding a resume:
okay.
should people exaggerate?
No,
Okay.
no, definitely not.
Okay, good.
Because then when the person is doing the interview,
Right.
they're gonna make a fool
They'll
out of it.
they'll know they don't speak Japanese. Definitely.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
Guys, so remember, you can follow me at the Nightlife Entrepreneur on Instagram. You can find all the courses at nightlife.university, the podcast as well, or at nightlifepodcast.com. And remember to get the book on Amazon, The Nightlife Entrepreneur. Lina, again, one more time, thank you so much for coming,
Thank you.
and I'll see you guys next week.
Thank you. Thank you.